Hello Natural Beauties, welcome to my channel. My name is Nat and today we're going to go through all of my foundation, my loose powders, and my pressed powders. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in. I don't wear foundation or CC cream, tinted moisturizer. I don't wear that very often, so I'm not going to have a whole bunch of products, but I hope you enjoy and appreciate what I do have. So we're going to get started with my absolute favorite. I love this foundation. This is the It CC Cosmetic Oil-Free Matte. And it is poreless finish, full coverage cream. It's anti-aging and a hydrating serum with 40 SPF. I am in the color light medium, and I will point out to you, if you happen to have these, make sure you look at your expiration date because mine expires June 2020. So I'm going to have to pull this soon. I don't mind because I absolutely love it. Now the next one I have is also It CC Cosmetics, and this is the SPF 50. And this is pretty much the exact same thing. The differences are, number one, this SPF is 50 and this one is 40. The other difference is this one is poreless. It has a poreless finish and this one doesn't. Otherwise, they're the exact same thing other than the light medium and the medium color, the SPF 40 and the SPF 50. And this one is poreless. It has a poreless finish, which I actually think that it really does work, which is why I prefer this one to this one. But this is really good. And I got this in a smaller size with something else for $15. So that was an excellent purchase. Now, the next one I have, I also really like. This is the Beauty Blender. My biggest issue with this is the way that they expect you to get the product. So you can see this is like kind of slanted or tilted, so you're supposed to press here and it's supposed to fall here, and then you're supposed to go in with your Beauty Blender and apply it. Now I don't like that because look at how I'm touching it and handling it. So this is full of germs. And now, you know, we look at Clorox wipes like they look at cigarettes in prison. So, you know, we can't be cleaning this all the time. So I tend to get my, the inserts from new eyeshadow palettes, you know, the plastic inserts. I'll clean that off real nice and really good, and then I'll put this, or any of them that I'm using, I'll put it on there and then I'll work from that plastic onto my face, or I'll just go in on my hand and apply a few dots. So this does have a locking mechanism, and I think that is genius. You cannot do anything to this, so as long as it's locked, it won't like explode in your luggage or whatever. I am in the color 2.20, and again, I absolutely love this, but I just think that's crazy. I mean, I get they're trying to be innovative and do something different, specifically designed to their biggest selling product, but it just doesn't make sense to me, but I love the product. Next, I have Too Faced Peach Perfect Foundation, and I do really like this. I feel that this sits really well on my skin, but the only thing that I'll say is the formula for me, it requires just a little bit more blending out. Sometimes I'll have little like patches, or like if I get like a little bit of acne, I'll kind of get like dry skin on it or around it, and this picks up on that. It is oil free, it is 14-hour wear, and I can vouch for that. It lasts a very long time. It's oil controlling and photo friendly. I don't have a whole bunch of issues with oil, except for pretty much my nose and maybe right on my chin. And I think that it is a beautiful foundation, and this was on sale for $29 when I bought it. I think it was a great buy. Next, we have my favorite format for a foundation. I think that a stick is just so easy. So this is Colourpop's No Filter Stick in Light 67N. In MAC Cosmetics, I'm like NC30, NC35. And I just think that, oh, that's all that I have left. So I don't have a whole bunch left, but I just think that a stick foundation is just the most convenient. I mean, you can just draw it on and then get a brush and just blend it. I absolutely love the stick formulas. My only thing is not the stick formulas, the stick applications. I like to apply it that way. And the only thing is that I've noticed the sticks don't really have a whole bunch of products. So watch it. Hourglass stick foundation, not a whole lot of product in it. Now we're going to go ahead and go into some drugstore foundations that I have. And the first one that I have is Maybelline's Fit Me in the color 120. And this is a really good foundation. This is in Dewy and Smooth. I will say this does make my skin look dewy, but it doesn't make it look smooth. Again, the texture that I have, it doesn't highlight it or emphasize it, but it doesn't smooth it out either. But this is a really good foundation, you know, and this is for normal to dry skin. And again, it has SPF in it. SPF is so important to me in my, especially my foundation or my primers, you know, because it just, I believe in layering stuff on, so. Next, we have another really good and reasonably priced foundation. This is Believe Beauty's foundation. It is a skin finish foundation, medium to full coverage. I will say this is more of a medium coverage, which I don't mind. I prefer a medium coverage. Oh, it's so dirty. And it's just got a little pump here. And this is in the color Warm Vanilla. And this cost $5 at the Dollar General. And I think that this is a great foundation. It's a little bit on the thinner side. So like if you put it on you or you put it on your hand, it is going to run. And that's okay, but be careful because with those kind of foundations, I've noticed that sometimes if I pay attention to it because it's runny, it seems like most of the product kind of gets soaked up into the brush or the sponge. But I think for $5, this is a great foundation. Now, one last Believe Beauty product. This is their Skin Finishing Tinted Moisturizer, and this is in the color Praline. And I don't really like this one at all. There's a little bit on here, so I'm going to take it off and just go ahead and show it to you. First off, this is not the correct color for me. It's just a little warmer than I am, but this sweats off so easily. I have a little bit of hyperpigmentation plus a shadow on my upper lip, and I'm really self-conscious about it. And this, number one, takes a little while to dry, and it does oxidize. But not only that, it makes me, like, I feel like it makes my skin sweat more. So when I have it on, I can kind of feel that sweat beating up on my upper lip, and I'm already super self-conscious about it. And I just don't feel like it's easy for me to apply an even layer, because even if I put it on like with a brush, I feel like it's still kind of patchy. And so this is really my least favorite product that I'm going to show you in this video. So those are all of my liquid or stick foundations. Now we're going to move on to my pressed powders. And the first one that I have here is an e.l.f. pressed mattifying powder. And this doesn't have a color in it, but this does work really well. And I noticed that it not only mattifies like right here for me, but I have a little bit of a furrowed line right here. And this kind of fills that in for me too. But of course I have to like pat it in and not like brush it or, you know, like smudge it on. I have to like pat it in. But this also has a little bit of a brightening effect on me. So I would say if you're dry skin, you know, just be careful with that. But otherwise, I saw that, I want to say at TJ Maxx for $3, y'all. $3. So the next one that I have is from NYX. This is Stay Matte but not flat, and this is in the color Warm Beige. And I have not really used this, but I tend to prefer powder when the summer comes around, because, you know, I get kind of sweaty or oily. I live in Houston, so you know, the elements take an effect on you. And then we have this LA Colors. I actually got this from the Dollar Tree. I had done a full face of Dollar Tree makeup, and I mean, I haven't really used it a whole bunch, but I think that I could use it for setting under my eyes, dusting away like, you know, fallout, or even, oh, did I say setting my eyes? So I think I can totally, you know, use that. And that's in the color Beige. I think I paid like $2 for it, $1 for it, I don't know. Well, it's Dollar Tree, so I paid $1 for it. And then our last pressed powder is from MAC. This is the Marilyn Monroe collection in Marilyn Forever. And this is just a beauty powder, and this has a really nice brightening effect. I really like it. It also does a little bit of color correcting for me, but not so much like on under my eyes right here, because it does give me that gray kind of tone. But like right around my mouth and stuff, it will give some color correction. So I do really like that. And of course, you know, I'm going to keep the packaging once I'm done with that. So those are all of my pressed powders. Now, my loose powders. I have two. The first one that I have is Huda Beauty, and this is in the color Pound Cake. And I really, really like this powder. I think that it's excellent. First off, it is ultra fine, so be careful. I'm always concerned about stuff like that, like when I open it, am I going to inhale it? So that just, you know, it's just a little weird thing of me. But so it's ultra fine. You can see it's got like a little mesh in there, and you can go in on there with your brush or your sponge, and it's got a nice little well here in case you want to transfer some excess there. I absolutely love this powder, but it is a little messy, but love it. And then the last one that I have is a Patrick Starr and MAC Cosmetics collab. I think this was his first collab, and I got this around Christmas. You can see it's been in some project pans. And I have added, I used to have a Colourpop loose powder that I would say Franken-shadowed, but I added it to this. And, you know, so this is just one of two that I have left now. So you can see that. And this, when it came out, was such an excellent setting powder. It's still really good now, but you know, I've kind of put some other stuff in it. I don't regret it because it's beautiful packaging, and the others is just, you know, getting rid of them. It frees up some space. So these are all of my foundations and my powders, and I hope that you enjoyed this and found some kind of entertainment considering all that we are going through. Let me know, what do you think? What do you have? And I just want you to know that I appreciate you clicking on this video. Thank you all so much for joining me. Just know that I am sending positivity to you, and I hope that you're doing what you love, and I will talk to you later. Bye, y'all.